Congratulations on making it this far into the course. In the earlier lessons, we set up all of our routes, and that means that we're ready to the front for the front end. We've already set up the button where we can send post data on the click. And what we wanted to do in this lesson is actually output all of that user information that's contained within that data object in index.js. We want to output them all on the page. So let's set that up. And this is an AJAX call, and we're going to use get JSON. So this is a shorthand format for the jQuery AJAX. And because we're returning JSON data, this one is ideal. So it's within the folder called users. So that's the route for it. And then we've got our function. And we can do data. So that's going to be returning back all of that data. And first of all, let's just console log that out, just to make sure that we're getting it properly and that we can actually make use of it. When we refresh the page, we see that we've got the users and we've got the two users in there, and we can really easily loop through all of these users, and jQuery has a method for that as well. So we can do that each, and we've got for each data, and then we can do something with that data that we're taking in. So we can grab the index and we can grab the value. So let's also console log these out. So now we're going through all of the data that we have. So we've got the value, and we'll console log out the value, and then we'll break that down even more. So we're getting it returned back as data, but this is in an object called users. So we have to actually loop through users, and then we can output that information into the console. So let's try that out. We can get rid of this one now and see how that looks within the console. So there we go. So we've got both of our users. They're being output there, and it's output within a JavaScript object format. So this means that we can really easily output it within our page. So let's create somewhere to output that content, and I'm going to do it above the form. So we'll create an unordered list and give this list an ID so that we can access it. So I'll just call it users list. We'll leave it blank for now, and we're going to add this in within jQuery. So now that we can grab the value, we know that we can make use of that information. So let's grab that users list, and we're going to append to it. So we're going to be adding in the elements to it. So we need to get information that we wanted to add in. So this is going to be a new list item. So I'll just call it list new as a placeholder, and let's create that variable that we wanted to add in there. So var list new, and we're going to equal that to list item, and we're going to create a list item on the fly containing that user information. So that's value and user, and we can also list out their password, of course, and let's add in that password as well. So I know typically you probably wouldn't be listing out passwords of the user. So let's see what happens. So refresh, and there we go. So we've got both of those users get listed out, and we can also add in the ID as well, so that we can see all of that data that's being contained within that object. So refresh again. So there's all of that data. So it's admin password 2, 2. So that's the data that it's pulling back from our original data that's set within the backend. So now that we've set that up, we've already set up post. Next, we need to look at adding in put and get. So that's coming up in the upcoming lessons.